I'll record if someone else can press record as well, just so we've got a double up recording. So, get your pencils out, my darlings, because we're going to look at some words. So I'm just going to share my screen. Now, music team, if it's wrong, then please shout up. But I've just read through them, and I'm pretty sure that this is the correct lyrics. Can you see my screen, folks? Excellent. Thankfully, I'm not sharing video, so it shouldn't break as easily as it normally does. 1 second. Just making sure I can see you all. Fabulous. Okay. So, first things first. When there's nowhere else to run, is there room for one more sun? S-O-N. Change your score. As I said,
song. I think song sounds better.
That's not the words, though, unfortunately. I like song as well, but it's not the original words, and I've got to be a stickler for the original words. You'll notice that actually in the recording of this, there's some tracks I sing song, some I do sun, some it's not quite sure what I do. So such is the way. We want to try and do the original lyrics. If we can. So, one more sun, one more sun. S-O-N. And this on the tracks is not clear, and it's not clear on the score, but we can make it clear now. The next bit, so I want to stand up, I want to let go. You know, no you don't, I want to shine on in the hearts of, it says men. But I'm actually at that point not going to make you sing men because I don't like the sound of of men. I think because he's American, Brandon Flowers, he might do men, but it definitely comes across as man. It's halfway between. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want an sound because if in the hearts of men, I think sounds awful. But I think he kind of goes in the hearts of man, that kind of sound. Does that make sense to everyone? So I don't want it men, because I think that's going to be kind of, it's not what the original sounds like. But at the same point, I also don't want an English choral, man. In the hearts of man. I don't want that either. So it's kind of halfway between the two. Man. Okay? That's, I think, what Brandon Flowers, the lead singer of The Killers, does. And that's what we'll do. So you can write men, but I think it's probably easier to go with the sound of that word, which is not man, and it's not men, halfway between. The next bit, I want a meaning down the back of, from the back of my broken hand. I want a meaning from the back of my broken hand. Some of the tracks do that, but the score has different words. The score, therefore, is wrong, which is why we're doing this now. Is that all correct at the moment, music team? Excellent. So, another headaches, another heartbreaks. I'm so much older than I can take. And my affection, singular, not plural. So, affection is a singular, and my affection, and it's a breath point as well. So, it should remind you about it being singular. Well, it comes and goes. I need direction to perfection. No. That bit then I think is fine. When there's nowhere else to run, is there room for one more sun? These changes. The track definitely sings sun there, S-O-N. It doesn't do song. So I think I must have got the words right halfway through this song, but then never gone back and checked it 9 years ago. So I should tell myself off 9 years ago. I don't think there is any other issues with the lyrics.
There might be one.
What's that, Judy Datina?
Down there near the bottom, keep going. Over and again, last call for sin, while.
Oh, actually, 1 second. I go over and in.
Oh, yeah, you do. And that sounds good, actually.
Yeah. Can we keep over and in? Because there's no way I'll be able to do anything different.
Yeah, and you might want to keep when instead of while. It really doesn't matter. You've got when everyone's lost. And
Right, 1 second. Let me just run through it in my head. Over and in, ask for sin while everyone's lost. Officially, it's while, but I think let's go for while because it's the original lyric. Because really, it's exclamatory. So if I sang that, I'd go, well, everyone's lost. And you don't really get the end of the word while or when. You just get like, well, everywhere. It's like it just goes into the everyone. So if I went when, well, everyone's lost. If I do while, well, everyone's lost. It doesn't really sound much different in the way that I think they sing it and the way probably I sing it in the tracks. So again, with this, your diction is going to be slightly lazy because I always like to go slightly at times with what the original song does. And some of the original song, it's not quite clear what the words are when they're singing them, and that's okay. So I think we'll go with while, but at the same point, I don't want you to be over pronouncing things. So we don't want like, while everyone's lost, the battle is won, because that would make me sad. Rhiannon has her hand up.
Yes, you've gone a little bit too fast for me. Can I just take you back to 2:13 and go over the bit that Judy mentioned and then take it through again? It's down the bottom here, over and again.
I've not got a score. Yeah, over and again. So I sing over and in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what I sing.
It's exactly what you sing. But what do you want it to be?
Okay, I don't think when in the actual song the and is really there. So I think he probably goes like over again. He probably goes again, like again, which is probably what I thought it was, over and then and in. So I think if we say we go over again with that kind of slightly sharp eh of the N, over again, which probably doesn't sound that much different than over and in. It's just a little bit of the D sound isn't there, and it's a G sound. So I think we do over again. Again. Is that okay with everyone? Because again, it's closer to the original lyrics. I don't know how you'd fit an extra and in. Over and again. And no, that's definitely not what the song does. Last call for sin is fine while everyone's lost. But as I just said, how you sing that, if I'm a soprano, when everyone's lost, that's while. When everyone's lost, that's when. You probably could find a difference, but there's not going to be much difference in sound between when and while, so we'll do while. But don't give too much pronunciation to anything, because that's not what the original song does. And don't worry about the thing that says time, truth, hearts. That's in the background and we don't do that. Okay. Music team, is there anything else we need to focus on? I think we've covered all the lyrical discrepancies. You won't be surprised to know, coming back to the main screen, that I sang this and arranged it without looking at the lyrics. So I just did like when you're singing karaoke, you just make up words that you think it's what it sounds like. And that's what I obviously have done with this song. So my apologies that they're a little bit all over the place. But you now have what we want you to do. Obviously, this session is this bit's recorded. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to press stop recording, because then we can put this one out as a separate little thing that people can watch. 1 second.